What is an adult problem you were not prepared for?
Being able to not cook the same meal every day while balancing hundreds of other tasks. I will always admire my mom for how she was able to cook, have a clean house, work 43 hours and help her children do homework, all while taking time to work out at the end of every day. I could mention other common problems like money management and common tasks that I haven't mastered, but what really hit me like a train was the actual transition of adulthood. I'm talking about having to make my own appointments and having to keep tabs on myself instead of handing every single document to my mom. I realized how unorganized I was when I found my birth certificate in the same drawer where I have junk receipts.
Having a presentable place. And debating myself on why it matters. It always frustrated me when my parents had a guest over and we had to deep clean the whole house. Like, if it's my close friend of 8 years visiting, why do I care what they care about my cleanliness? And yet, every time people are over I find myself cleaning the apartment up for some reason.
Back hurting just from sleeping wrong.
And from sitting wrong, and from doing housework and yard work, and from picking up dogs or kids or whatever life requires.
Never reach for anything in the back seat, especially if it is just a little bit further.
The constant obsessive feeling that I'm fast running out of time to have an enjoyable life even though I'm only in my 20s. I'm 40. That feeling is real and you should listen to it. Do it now. You might not get the chance later. My great-grandmother said that she and my great-grandfather promised they would always take a cruise around the world after they retired. It never happened because life got in the way. But they could have done it when they were younger. Don't ruin yourself financially, but if you can do that crazy thing you always wanted to do, go do it. Make it happen. Let me be clear. Don't run off and put yourself in a bad situation. But if you can stretch yourself and spend a year overseas or build that car or live in that place, do it. Don't put yourself in $100,000 of debt you can't afford to have a good time. Dealing with your parents acting like children.
How many adults I actually dislike? When I was younger, I thought my parents liked all our neighbors, all my teachers, all my coaches, etc. I've since found out that they thought most people were morons, kind of like I do.
The endless teeny-tiny implications of adult freedom. You have your own medical insurance plan now, you need to pick a primary care physician. Okay, who should I pick? Up to you. But like, where should I start? How do I know which doctor to choose? Up to you. How do other people find one? They just pick the one they like. I don't know any of these doctors. How expensive lamps are. Seriously. I look new furniture occasionally and it still boggles my mind that lamps can be $50 plus. I usually just end up at a thrift store because the prices are more realistic.
Patio furniture too. 2 folding chairs and table shouldn't be $200. You have to buy insurance but can never use the insurance or else no one will sell you insurance. Using insurance too. I've been fighting for the last 3 months because my homeowners refuse to acknowledge storm damage to my roof. I swear they've spent more trying not to cover the damage than if they would have just fixed things. Advice to other homeowners out there. Never let an insurance adjuster look at your roof before a qualified roofer has. And make sure that roofer is present when the adjuster comes. If their adjuster misses things, they will fight like hell before admitting a mistake. Coming into adulthood and learning about insurance in America, it all just feels like a big scam. Not being able to sleep due to stress. Yet here I lay, exhausted but wide awake. Pro tip, if you don't fall asleep within 30 minutes, get out of bed. Otherwise you'll associate your bed with lying awake. Furthermore, you could actually do something. You're gonna be tired tomorrow anyway, so why not do the dishes, clean the toilet or organize your living room? Just any small task for 15-30 minutes. You'll feel good because you did it, your bed cools down, so when you get in you have something to be proud of and your bed is cool. This has helped me many times. I've also walked a lot in the middle of the night. Lying awake sucks big time, especially because of stress, but making your home a better place by cleaning and organizing helps a lot. How expensive living is. I worked all through high school. But my only bill was the gas I put in my car. 30 hours a week on minimum wage goes a long way on shopping sprees and nail salons when you don't have any other expenses. I developed nasty spending habits, not the value of a hard-earned dollar my parents were hoping for. I'm not in crippling debt or anything, but sometimes having to spend money on groceries or utilities depresses me more than it rationally should. Getting the spending under control has easily been one of the hardest things I've done after buying what I want with no problem for over 4 years. God, it's the worst. Yeah, when you're in high school, having a few $100s makes you feel loaded. You can buy whatever game you want and do whatever with friends, but as an adult, hundreds of dollars is just enough to buy groceries and gas. Arthritis is fucking horrible, and early onset autoimmune arthritis is worse than just having an ache in one or two joints. I heard all the time, everywhere, and everyone just assumes you're faking it or you're a pill popper. I am not going to live another 20 years with this pain like my dad did. And the worst part is when people say you're too young to have arthritis. Yeah, I agree. I'm way too young to have this shit. Still got it though. I don't have arthritis, but I do have other issues that I end up having to use a cane for, sometimes at 28 years old, and I get the "you're too young for that" a lot. It drives me up a wall. Like, thanks, you've cured me. I hadn't considered I may be too young for this. If only I'd known it was that easy. Falling in love at an older age but watching life speed by so fast. Wished I'd met her 30 years ago. Having others rely on you as an emotional ballast. I can barely stay sane myself, let alone carry someone else. Realizing some friends are shit and you shouldn't be friends with them anymore.
I lost my wife of 35 years. There is no way to prepare and really no way to describe that loss. The increasing speed of passing years. Having nieces only makes the problem worse. Their age and the perceived number of years past don't align at all for me. That's actually something your brain knows. As you get older, your perception of time quickens. In some sense, time literally starts to go faster as you age. Remember how long things took when you were a kid. Going from having tons of friends to really having no one. Even the few you have, if they get married and start popping out kids before you. I was a groomsman at my buddy's wedding and haven't seen him face to face in 2 years. First kid, back to college for his master's degree, house renovations have all kept him on lockdown. And now quarantine right when he finished his degree. How often you have to clean to maintain a clean house? Not only clean, maintenance in general. I just found a spot of mold in my garage and have to pull out what feels like half a wall. In my mind, my mama should be about 40. She has always seemed to be so strong, but sometimes I want to fall apart when I see her take several attempts to stand up or make excuses about driving on the interstate. She will be 70 soon, but to me, she is still young. I don't know what I'll ever do without her. Adults never actually growing up. Yeah, this. I used to look at 30-year-olds and be like they got it figured out. Now I am 30, I feel as useless as I did when I was 17.
My job is destroying my mental health, but I need a job so I can pay my bills. If I reduce my hours for better work-life balance, I lose my insurance during a global pandemic.
How quickly fruits and vegetables actually go bad when you buy them yourself. Turns out, you get fat from overeating. Deciding what to eat for 3 meals a day 7 days a week. So basic, so maddening with the so and kids in the mix. What would you like for dinner? What would you like for dinner? I'll eat whatever. What would you like for dinner? I like what you like. Fine trail mix it is. Fucking torture. And, no, a strict daily menu planned in advance does not work.
Aging parents.